So I'm here with Jan McNeil, and it is time for Tips of the Month here in June. But, you know, I think a lot of us think June, well, summer's here, all of the struggles are gone, we're just going to enjoy. But there's still a lot of stuff happening in the garden.
We've planted a lot of things, and it'd be nice to know what's wrong with some of them, what to worry about and what not to.
Okay.
This is a 9-bark, a copper 9-bark.
A great shrub, too.
And it's wilted only because I picked this a while ago. It looked fine. And we've had this for years. And then we've never had mildew.
Wow.
And there, it's really awful. And it's only on about 5 branches on the whole big shrub. But if you see it, maybe you'll panic. There's not much you can do. You can cut it out if you want. The environment is just right. The humidity is right, the temperature is right, and the disease is there.
And so that happens. So you suggest if you do see this, just cut it out?
You can cut it out.
If you see it on little leaves, can you just put those off then?
Well, you can, but if it really hits the whole shrub, it's not going to kill it. It's just going to look awful, and you're going to worry about it. And using fungicide isn't going to really do much.
Okay, alrighty. What else you got?
Root weevil. This is last year's growth on a rhododendron. This is this year's growth. So it's telling me that last year there were root weevil here, notching into the side of the leaf. This year, so far, we only have aphids, but we don't have any root weevil yet. As soon as you start seeing notching on the new growth for this year, then you're going to know that the root weevils are there for this year.
And I think a lot of people do think if they see that kind of notching, they make the connection to root weevils on the rhodies, but they attack
This is
other plants.
epimedium, and Berginia, all sorts of different things. And it's just the notching on the edge, just to take a little divot out of the side. And where slug damage can be all over the plant, or they can suck holes in the middle. But the root weevil are just taking
consistently
notches.
on the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is what slugs will do.
Well, they used to be pretty, I guess, didn't they?
They were all marigolds, but just as a point, when you get plants like this, just before you buy them or when you do, put your hands between there and just make sure you're not bringing slugs home.
Oh, because you think they're going to climb up in there.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just came up there for dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, I've never even checked that before when I buy plants like that.
But you've never had any slugs.
Oh, of course, not ever.
And this is June drop, what's called June drop on fruit trees. This is an apple tree called Tom Putt. It's an English apple. And this is what the drop looks like. Usually they're about an inch.
Okay.
Or maybe a little bit bigger.
And by drop, you mean they're just on the ground?
They're on the ground. Okay. And the reason they are is because they're not pollinated. There's only one seed in this. I cut some of the ones that have dropped. There's only one seed in that, so it didn't get pollinated, so it's going to drop. Now, I just cut this off. I just picked this one off the tree. So, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 seeds in it, so it's going to hang on.
And so what is it that, like, there's really nothing you can do about June drop, is
No,
there?
rake them up, mow them.
And is it something that's bad for, like, should we be worried about the plant, or is it just what
No,
happens
in the long
nature?
run, actually, it thins your tree, and a lot of times you have to go and thin fruit, so this kind of does it for you. But that people worry about it. Sometimes the temperature change and this heat that we've had can make it happen.
And then the last thing is we're going to talk about lawns. How do we mow them now?
Well, I just mowed today, and it's nice and green, and it looks good, better than normal, because I'm apt to mow too short. So mow a little taller, let the grass shade itself, and you're going to have, and then leave it high all summer.
Okay, so that makes sense, because when you do water, it protects the water that gets to the ground more, and then it shades it more. So yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And it looks better. And if you have an uneven lawn like we do, it looks better. So.
Covers up all those gopher holes and mole holes.
Mow it high and let it stay green longer.
All right, well, you know, June is here and summer is on the way and we're having a great time, but our gardens still need some attention. So thank you, Jan, for giving us the tips for this month, and we'll do it all again next month.
All right.